take it you got my note then.
I did.
So, I was over collecting coal because we had a bit of a situation here earlier today, so I'm collecting as many resources as I can at the minute. And Farkas was literally just on top of your base. So I shot an arrow at him and I pulled him down and I said, what you doing? Where's Craxus? And he said, I don't know. And I said, what did you do to him? And he said, nothing, he's not here. And I'm wandering around your base shouting for you to check you were okay. And he's just laughing. And apparently he went to check you out because he thinks you might attack him next.
I have no reason to attack him. But I'm a little unnerved by the idea that he'd be sulking around my keep or that any of my troops would allow him inside of it.
He literally came from the inside, right off the top of the roof and down.
I'll have to question my warriors and check my defenses again.
Just anything that's going to stop, because, I mean, obviously, I go skulking around places all the time, but not for people that I've actually met and respect, right? And I was more concerned because Farkas attacked us here today.
I'd heard that there was some commotion.
There was one hell of a battle here today, I can tell you that much. Now, he got more than he bargained for. And we're all still here to tell the tale. But it is only round one. He is going to attack again. And the fact that he was skulking around your base concerns me because of the fact that he attacked here today.
Not very wise of him to open multiple sides. Why fight you and whoever else and then draw me into it?
Because he's led by his ego, not by his brain. That's the only thing I can think of, unless, of course, he's wondering whether, because we've met, I'm going to pull you into it, which is not something I would request anybody do. If, you know, I had people stand beside me today because they chose to, but I wouldn't expect anybody to, apart from the fact that he threatened T as well.
What actions would you suggest I take? Because it sounds like he's already trying to draw me in. Why else would he be around my keep?
It doesn't bode well, and I wouldn't want you on your own if he did attack. Like, if he attacked you and you get messaged to me, I will come down. That is absolutely no problem. I will do that because I have an issue with Farkas, and he's claiming to be some kind of demigod, which is ridiculous. He introduced himself. There was a new traveller, not long been in these lands, by the name of Crixus, who was over here today. And he introduced himself to Crixus as the god of Yog. And when Crixus questioned him and said there's only one Yog god, he claimed then to be a demigod. Which again is his ego showing. So I would shore up, in all honesty. Just make sure that he can't get in, that your keep is completely defensible. Because if he can't get to you, he can't attack you.
I will do just that. I do appreciate your letting me know this.
Absolutely no problem. I wasn't going to leave you. Especially the mood he's in with everybody right now. I'm not going to leave somebody undefended.
I don't trust all the dark magic as it is.
Noted. I mean, there was some of it being used today against him, don't get me wrong. I was with the healing magic, but I do have a friend that uses all kinds of magic. And he was invaluable today. However, he's not got the same response to magic that Farkas has. He's extremely calm, he's extremely well-reasoned, he's extremely... And he can fight without magic. He doesn't need magic to fight, it just makes it quicker for him. Whereas Farkas seems to be very dependent on it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
But Crixus had a stroke of genius today and ran him over with the horse and knocked him onto the ground. And while he was on the ground, we pelted him with arrows. And if we could have kept him there, we would have killed him.
That is a good strategy.
It was a stroke. I don't even know where it came from, but it was absolute brilliance. I think I'm going to give him a javelin for next time so he can, like, jousting stick or something so we can poke him on the way past.
That's why I always carry my pike.
Very, very smart. But yes, he'd literally charged him over and then turned the horse around. And after he got back out, after we'd shot him with arrows and knocked him down again, because both T and I can knock people over with our arrows, he knocked him straight back down again. And if it hadn't been for the fact that we missed him with the arrows the second time, and he managed to heal in between times, I think we would have taken him down today. So he's pissed right now.
I will say this, Lady K. Again, I appreciate the information, and you've been great giving me knowledge. So if you do need assistance, you only need to ask.
Thank you. I won't ask anybody to get involved in a war. But, you know, if you're passing and there happens to be a commotion going on and you want to join in, it would be greatly appreciated.
I will do that.
But just make sure that your place is safe. We've left messages for Crixus as well. And anybody else in these lands that I know of, I've left notes for all of them to make sure that they... I would have left further information in the note, but Farkas was skulking around. And it wasn't safe. He could have intercepted the note. But I've warned everybody I can think of has been warned to shore up defences for now. In the meantime, I'm training.
What are you training for?
To take Farkas down if need be.
I'd be glad to assist in any exercises.
That would be greatly appreciated. I've been fighting as many bosses as I can find, taking the heads off and going to the bounty board with them.
Well, I have my men here. I'll gladly throw them in there as well.
Well, I tried to keep everybody inside the city so that they, you know, people weren't losing their lives. I'll use animal as cannon fodder, but I won't use people as cannon fodder. I don't want people to die, but I will gladly use my animals as cannon fodder. As harsh as that sounds, it's better an animal's life than a human's. Depending on the human, of course.
My warriors dedicate themselves. That's what they're for.
Okay. Well, you can see that the area was laid down over there, but unfortunately he kept running himself out of it because of the magics in these lands. There's only certain areas you can fight other people in. And I think that was designed to stop the slaves killing each other years ago. If you've read all the stories around the lands, that would make sense. But he kept running out of the area that we could harm him in so he could heal before he engaged in battle again. So I'm going to have to build some kind of arena out there so that we can contain him within it. Yeah, but I want to contain him inside the arena so he can't run out and heal.
That marker out there.
Yes.
That shows you the area you can attempt to fight him in.
Yes, there's a certain area around that standard that you can harm people with.
And can that not be expanded out with additional standard?
It can, yes.
I would almost suggest that.
I may well do that.
You can only run so far.
Yeah, exactly. But we were thinking if we had the arena built with certain areas for access, you know, so that you can run down corridors. If you know the arena, you can run down corridors and appear at a different location and take him by surprise from behind, you know?
Sounds good.
Also, it would allow, if I only have the standards in a certain area, it would allow spectators to watch from a distance and not get harmed. And Crixus was just coming over to say hi to me and, you know, get some information from me. And got attacked for his trouble. So...
speaking of information, I seek information as well.
Okay, what can I do for you?
I ask a lot of...
Ask away, I don't mind.
What is obsidian? Star obsidian.
Okay, star obsidian is a type of bar that you can make from obsidian ore and steel bars in a either a nether furnace if you have one, or the furnace that's in the volcano. And you can learn it in the volcano itself, but you have to go through the portal into the heart of the volcano to learn it.
That sounds fatal.
Well, I went through and I'm still here.
So this is the only way for me to learn this obsidian is through the volcano.
Yes, absolutely. And then you go back and talk to Erend at the valley and he will teach you the star obsidian. After you've learned obsidian.
I may be seeking a guide. Do you know anybody that's familiar with the volcano?
I am roughly familiar with the volcano, as is T. I've only been through a couple of times, but I managed to take her through, although we did get lost a couple of times. It is fatally warm up there, though, so you would need to be prepared for that.
Understand.
Lighter armors are definitely a must, and take ice with you, because that will help keep you cool.
Perhaps I can schedule a time, plan a time, with you and T, or both, to visit the volcano.
Absolutely. I have no problem with that. Well, I can be free at any time on Saturday to go with you. T!
Hello. I was just dropping some things off and I heard some voices.
Yeah, I made it over to Craxus's house and found Farkas skulking around inside his base. So I left a note to inform him, and he came over.
Farkas was inside of his base?
Well, he came...
I'm a little unnerved.
He appeared to come from inside. He was definitely on the roof, and as far as I am aware, because I've looked from the top, there isn't a complete roof on there, so he's come from the inside. And he told me he was just poking around because he thought that Craxus might attack him next. The guy is paranoid, T.
Oh, goodness. We could use that against him.
We can, but at the same time, I don't want to leave people undefended. Because he's decided he's pissed with us, you know?
Yes.
Like, why is he taking it out on people who aren't involved?
No, I was just saying I have had no reason to attack anyone, let alone Farkas.
As far as I know, does Farkas even know that we know each other? All three of us. I mean, obviously he knows Karliah and I know one another, but does he know that you know Karliah or you know myself?
I am unsure.
We never know what Farkas knows.
This is true.
But he was definitely inside the base, and I was running around panicking that he'd done something, and I'm shouting, Craxus, are you alive? What's going on in there? But I couldn't get in to find out. I forgot my featherfall potion today.
I've been out for a little bit, training one of my new warriors.
Well, it seems he was keeping an eye on the place and decided to scope it out while no one was home.
Say, Craxus, you've changed armor since the last I've seen you. Were you by chance in Supimaru a few days ago?
Yes, I was doing a quest seeking a traveling merchant, and while I was waiting for the traveling merchant to appear, somebody, how do I put this, harassed me.
Did they now? Were they shooting arrows by chance?
Yes, but they were shooting from far away, and whenever I tried to move in to find them, they were quick.
See, I was in Supimaru myself that same day, I believe, and looking for gold and other such trinkets when I happened to see you. So I followed you a few moments and saw somebody in the distance shooting at you, and then they tried to shoot at me once they saw me. So I don't know who this mystery person was, but
I wish I'd gotten a better look at them, but all I know is that they were quick.
Do excuse me for a moment.
I wonder who it could have been.
I am unsure.
Sounds like something Farkas would do.
Well, I was in the city at the same time as Crixus, so I thought maybe Crixus was just messing with me, but it wasn't him. He was also waiting for the merchant.
Okay. Very strange. There's a lot of strange goings on just recently.
I do believe that something, and I'm not sure what, if it was coincidence or not, but something was hindering the merchant from appearing.
Very strange. That guy normally
Therefore,
just does what he wants and goes where he wants, and he doesn't really bother about anyone.
Correct. So I felt as if somebody was hindering me from completing the quest.
Very strange. Has to be somebody who knew you were on the quest then, because otherwise why would they be there at that time?
True.
Excuse me, my apologies.
No problem.
So yes, I do not know who this person could have been, but they shot at you and then they shot at me. Once I find out who they were, they won't be shooting at anyone anymore.
Can't say I blame
I would
you.
like to have gotten a better look at him.
I do as well, however, and it's funny and quite coincidental, and then I don't believe in coincidences. I did catch an eye on their mount, but I do know a few people that have the same mounts in these lands.
Okay.
But it might help us narrow down who it is, yes. I caught an eye on a unicorn with glowing hooves that sparkled as it ran.
So that was either Crixus or me, and it definitely wasn't me.
What color was this unicorn?
White.
Okay, I have a black unicorn, but so...
Mine was black until recently, and now he's white again.
So, and unless Karliah is lying, which I do not, she does not do these things. It must be this Crixus fellow, unless there's somebody else here that we haven't met.
Why would he do that and then travel with you, though? That's strange.
He did travel with me. He showed, in fact, he guided me up to the valley in the north.
And then maybe he's just a bit mischievous and he likes to play pranks on people? Should we get inside for away from the sandstorm?
Please.
Oh, that's better. Sand goes everywhere.
It really does.
Take a seat. So yeah, that's... Unless he thought it was some kind of funny prank to pull on somebody, because although I have concerns about him, I've never known him be outright evil yet. And I say yet because, you know, we knew Farkas when he wasn't evil. Well, he was slave trading, but he certainly wasn't as evil as he is now.
This is true. Although I don't take kindly to being shot at for no reason.
Well, I wouldn't either.
I've had no problems with either of these magic users, but I've also not been around them enough.
Stamina training there, mate.
Obviously.
A lot of that.
I do that all the time.
It's a great workout.
Really is. It's amazing how hardy these tables are.
That hard wood doesn't lie.
Very true.
Besides the two of you and Crixus, has anyone else been involved with Farkas?
Dory.
Yes, Dory.
I don't think
He actually
I've
came
met
to our
Dory.
aid today.
He was invaluable today, he really was.
He was. Dory is the owner of, have you seen this palace that looks like a spider not far from the Southern River? Down near Koskemi.
Is this a structure with all the shrine lights?
Yes.
It is, yes.
I've tried to stay clear of it.
He is the owner of that palace. And, one of the elders of these lands.
Very, very calm, very, very patient man. Unless you
Very
rub him up the wrong
informative.
way.
Yes, don't do that.
Noted. I'll try not to.
He and Farkas are comparable in magic, so to speak. However, Dory has time on his side. He knows these lands.
He's also
That's why
extremely
Karliah-
patient and kind-hearted, so, you know, he has that bonus as well.
Yes. Yes, he does. Karliah and I have decided to ally with him because of the qualities that we've spoken to you about previous. And today, when we met with Farkas on the battlefield, Dory appeared and he was willing to lay down his life. It was quite an amazing battle to see.
It really was. It was an amazing battle to be a part of. I don't
Sounds like
think
an honorable individual.
I'll sleep for 3 days, and I'll probably crash for a week, but Dory is one of those people that he proves himself with his actions rather than his words.
That could be
Yes,
expected.
he of little stature and words. That one.
He's very socially awkward, but I think because he was on his own for a long time that he's just lost the mannerisms that would come from social interaction. So he can sound very, very short. No pun intended. Like, we were talking to him the other day and he said, right, you've got what you come for, show yourselves out. And we were like,
And then he
okay,
just disappeared.
how rude, but he's so used to being on his own and in his own space that to him that wasn't rude. We got the information we needed, we had things we needed to do that were important, and he had important things he needed to do, so let's get on with it instead of standing around talking about it, is his attitude. But whenever he said he's going to do something, he's always done it.
So he's definitely a person of the word.
He's a person of his word. And that word is also, if you get on the wrong side of me, if you come for me and you're going to try and take my life, then I'm going to take yours. He very much has that attitude. But then, wouldn't we all, especially anyone that's been involved in any form of battle or war, would be the same? But when he said, I have things I need to bring you, those things have always appeared in a chest for me the next day. He doesn't leave a note. He very rarely comes when I'm here, but the things are always provided that he said he's going to leave. And like T said, we'd only been in the battle maybe 20 minutes today, and he just appeared out of nowhere and got stuck straight in.
Even got himself knocked down.
He did, and then came back to do it all over again.
Have you seen little Dory since today's battle, Karliah?
I have not. He was not at home when I went calling, so I've left him a note on his door. And he'll know where to find me. But I would assume he's nursing some kind of a concussion after the blow he took to the head today.
Yes, I wonder how he is.